Welcome back. Today we're talking about one of the most powerful yet misunderstood keys to success, accountability. Now, I want you to think about this word for a moment. What comes to mind when you hear the word accountability? For a lot of people, accountability feels heavy. It feels like someone breathing down your neck, checking in on you, holding your feet to the fire, almost like punishment. But the truth is, accountability can't be imposed on you. Well, not really. You can hire a coach, you can have a boss, you can have a manager. But at the end of the day, if you don't choose to own your actions, none of the external pressure really matters anyway. Accountability isn't something that happens to you. Accountability is a choice. And when you connect that choice to a higher purpose, to your family, your calling, your values, or even your faith, everything changes. It stops being about guilt and starts being about growth. I want to share a story from my own journey. Over the years, I've had the privilege of working with countless real estate agents, new agents just getting started, seasoned agents trying to break through a ceiling, or even top producers who want to go to the next level. And one lesson has stood out above the rest. Success happens when you stop waiting for someone else to drive you and you start holding yourself accountable. My mentor, Floyd Wickman, said something to me that I'll never forget. He told me the definition of success is when you can kick your own butt. That might sound funny, but think about it. If you're only motivated when someone else is watching, if you only prospect when your broker checks in, if you only follow up when you're on a team Zoom call, then you're always going to be limited by external pressure. Floyd also gave me a principle that became one of my core values. Do what you say you'll do, sometimes more, just never less. That principle has guided how I live, how I work, and how I coach. Because accountability isn't about shame. It's not about punishment. It's about discipline. It's about ownership. And it's about pushing yourself forward, even when no one else is watching. Now, let's connect this to the 12-week year concept. Here's the problem with most goal setting. We set annual goals. This year, I want to close 36 deals, or this year, I want to make $200,000 in income. Sounds great, right? But what happens? January feels far away from December. We get busy, life happens, and we say, I've got time. I'll pick up speed later. Then suddenly it's September and we're way off track. The 12-week year concept flips that on its head. Instead of 12 months, you operate in 12-week cycles. You treat each 12-week period like it's a full year. That changes everything. Why? Because urgency shows up. There's no room to coast. If you waste 1 week in a 12-week year, you've just lost almost 10% of your year. That reality forces you to stay sharp. And here's the best part. Accountability becomes immediate. You don't have to wait until December to see if you've hit your goals. You know by Friday. Did you make the calls you said you'd make? Did you follow up with those clients? Did you block out time for prospecting? When you shorten the horizon, accountability becomes less about pressure and more about clarity. And that's where accountability transforms from a theory into a daily practice. This isn't just a modern business idea, it's a biblical principle. Proverbs 10:4 says, lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. Proverbs 13:4 adds, a sluggard's appetite is never filled, but the desires of the diligent are fully satisfied. Both verses show us something simple but profound. Success isn't built on outside pressure. It's built on diligence, consistency, and a heart committed to the work. Accountability isn't just about producing results. It's about shaping who you are becoming. When you choose diligence, you're not just building income, you're building character. That's why accountability tied to faith or purpose is so powerful. You're not just doing it for the paycheck, you're doing it because you want to honor God with your work. You want to provide for your family. You want to live a life of integrity. That kind of accountability has staying power. Now, let's talk about mindset. Too often we live in a have to mindset. I have to prospect. I have to follow up. I have to hit my numbers. That way of thinking makes life really heavy, doesn't it? It drains your energy. It feels like a burden. But accountability invites us into a different posture, the choose to mindset. I choose to build meaningful relationships. I choose to show up and do the work with excellence. I choose to track my progress so I can grow. See the difference? When you shift from I have to I choose to, your energy changes. Work no longer feels like a punishment. It becomes purposeful. And here's the key. When you live in a 12-week year rhythm, that choice shows up every single day. You don't drift for months. You choose daily. Practical application. So how do you actually apply this? Let me give you 3 simple steps right from the 12-week year playbook. Number 1, set a clear weekly goal. Not just vague intentions. What's the one measurable result this week that moves your business forward? Maybe it's setting 2 new appointments, sending 5 handwritten notes, or adding 20 people to your database. Number 2, track execution, not just results. Results lag. You don't control closings. What you control are the activities. Track your calls, your follow-ups, your appointments. Those lead indicators show you if you're on track. And number 3, review and reset weekly. Success is built in short cycles. At the end of the week, sit down and ask yourself, did I do what I said I'd do? Where do I keep my word? Where did I drift? And what will I choose next week? That's accountability in action. It's not emotional. It's not about beating yourself up. It's about being honest with yourself and adjusting quickly. At the end of the day, accountability is about radical ownership. It's about becoming the kind of person who follows through, not because someone else is watching, but because you've chosen to live with integrity and diligence. So I want to leave you with a question. In your 12-week year, what will you choose today? Because your future isn't built on intentions. It's built on choices. And when you live with accountability, true accountability, you won't just hit your goals. You'll become the kind of person capable of living the life you were called to live. If this was helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more real estate business strategies, and let me know in the comments, what's the biggest challenge you face when it comes to scheduling? In the first link below, you can click to schedule a one-on-one call with me. I would love to sit down and chat with you about your business. So again, thanks a lot for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.